It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Acee, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Real Word Season 7, Episode 4. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that has helped us to get this far so far. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Facebook. That's the www.facebook.com/therealword7. That's the Real Word 7 on Facebook, or the Real Word Ministries Inc. on Facebook. You can also catch us on Instagram at the Real Word Ministries Inc. That's at the Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram. The Real Word TV on YouTube. That's one word, the Real Word TV on YouTube. Also, if you into podcasts, you can check us out on Apple, Soundcloud, Spotify, and Pandora, and Apple Podcasts. Also, catch us on the Brick Network every Tuesday and Thursday at 12, 1, and 4. I'm here with my co-host. Introduce yourself.
You already know it's the one and only Acee Irving in the building. Add me on Instagram, Acee11. If it ain't no 11,
it ain't Acee, man.
that's not me.
This is a
at my business.
We need to have ad-libs on this.
At my business page.
We are
Zero Enterprise LLC.
Yeah, respect.
BK
that truth, y'all know your favorite Brooklyn banker.
Shout out to BK in the house, and we got a follow-up guest in the house today. He did great numbers last week. It was a great episode.
150.
So we got the OG back in the building.
Triple OG.
Triple OG. Stop playing with him.
We got some great topics for you today.
Oh, they came ready for you.
Ready? Yes. And I got a new site coming out. I started it called Recovering Adultery on YouTube. I'm gonna start posting some stuff over there after these guys help me set up my podcast.
They putting pressure on us.
I guess we not the only one applying pressure.
Alright, and we got the 3P in the house tonight. A very special guest. You've seen us two brothers on here before. Now we got the third brother, so it's a 3P. So introduce yourself.
It's James Delpeche, also known as Jada, also known as your best personal trainer. Follow me on Instagram at Mr. Iron Ops for any fitness and health questions. Thank you for bringing me along.
Thank you for coming on, King.
We got a bodyguard on the scene.
Right here. Cuddle muscles right here.
You don't want to mess with us, because we going to call him.
Speaking of Jada, like we all seen that the Locks versus Dipset that came on the Versus. What y'all think about that?
They got smoked. That's a sweep.
I think it just representation of like chemistry. You can tell they've done it together.
Yeah, you know? They move like brothers.
And I heard Sheik say like they each, everyone on Dipset had their own DJ. So you know it's like a artists is coming together as opposed to a group. They had one DJ. They were a group. They know what to say. They follow along with
the verses. They did this more times.
Yeah.
They got a body though.
Chemistry was on point. You know, Jada Kiss had, and I'm a Cameron fanatic.
MVP.
And he had Cam looking a little crazy because he was like singing over, like talking over his own words and everything. You know what I mean? So
he was the MVP of the show.
That was a fact. Performance was everything.
Jada.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Fat Joe podcast, and the thing that stuck out to me the most is Fat Joe was like, yo, I wasn't on stage. I was in the crowd like a fan. And it was great for hip hop. Like, it made people feel good, whether you was from Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Harlem, anywhere you was from. Like, this was real hip hop, and this is what it was about. like two classic groups coming together for the culture, and they had so much people from so much different backgrounds
That's what
in one
happens with
spot.
New York, though. I feel like with New York artists, it always feels realer.
Yeah, I was on Instagram, and then a video popped up where a guy goes around and he goes to people with expensive cars or expensive yachts and stuff, and he said, "Hey, what do you do? Like, how did you get so rich?" And then he went on a boat. It was like a $4 million yacht. He was like, "Yo, what'd you do to get so rich?" And the guy was like, Me? You don't know who I am?" And the guy was like, "Wait, you don't know who he is?" He's like, "Yo, he's one of the greatest fashion designers of history." He's like, "You ever seen that picture with Kobe Bryant in a locker room crying with the purple jacket on? He designed that jacket. He designed all the jackets."
What jacket was that?
I never decided to have
He designs all those leather NBA jackets with all the patches and all the special ones, like the jacket that Martin wore in the intro of Martin Lawrence. That jacket, yeah. Every leather famous jacket that you could think of that you've seen, like he's designed it. It was like, yo, he's part of the culture, and he was one of the people who was on stage with Dipset. Because I'm like, wait, who's this old white guy on the stage with Dipset? But meanwhile, he's the one that did all day jackets, like all those leather jackets that they was
making
wearing.
jackets, and you get to be on these type of shows on $40 million yacht.
He's worth $80 million just for being part of the culture, just for being the cut and designing one jacket that led to another jacket that led.
$4 million yacht is nothing.
That's a trilogy.
Basically, he was making jackets for like black people, like rappers and actors and athletes, like. And then they hang around basketball players, so basketball players got it, and then the NBA signed a contract with them, and then the rest is history.
I mean, you signed a contract with the NBA
over jackets.
Yeah,
you doing good.
I guess
Because everybody buying NBA merch.
But it seemed like every time there's a positive within the culture, there's also a negative in the culture. I don't know if you guys know a guy named Sean King. He's one of the people, the faces of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And he recently bought a house out in Jersey for I think over $800,000, and the people were saying, "Oh,
which isn't a lot."
Yeah, which isn't a lot in Jersey, and they were saying how he get all that money to buy that nice house. He must be stealing money from the people, and it seems like that's the first thing that come to their mind. And
it's like billions.
Yeah.
But Acee Roth, when he bought, as soon as you spend that money, you can have all the money, but as soon as you spend it, people are gonna look at you differently.
Yeah. And I'm sure they look at us differently because they like, all right, these guys is running a nonprofit, but then these guys also doing a television show. But what else do these guys do? It's like they asking us to donate. It's like, why can't they pay it for themselves? They look like they got money.
That's how it goes.
Speaking about that, man, live, I ain't seen my contract yet.
Wow, they got the
Last week was good, man. All that
What about all the people that came before you? That's what it
blow up like that, man. I was on YouTube. The numbers are just rising.
Oh man!
Talk about that.
You said I hate that.
What y'all think about that though? Like, are black people so used to like people in position of power stealing from them that they automatically think that once you get to a certain level, you're gonna be stealing from everybody?
I don't think so. I think black people are used to other people making money off of them, and they don't complain about the billions and millions that they're making off of them. Mm-hmm. You have to understand that people who have these non-profits, whether it's Black Lives Matter, Sean King, any other movement, that you need money in order to fund anything. Part of the issue I think with black people is we're not united financially. Every other country.
Speaking of that, I work in the bank.
Yeah.
We're definitely not united financially.
They don't respect votes. They respect money.
Yeah.
Why? Like, let's ask him because he got an inside look at it. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because
usually it just comes from, we start from the ground up. So in terms of banking, we don't have as much money to lend, and we don't have as much, to start with. Even like the show, in the sense of we start with, our low dollars. Other places, they start so high up that black people just gravitate to it because it's like, it looks better. They give us more. They do this more, and it's
too big to fail.
Yeah, so it's more like it's just what we gravitate to. We normally have like a royal vibe to us anyway. So in our mind, why would we start with the smaller businesses, which is most of the black businesses, smaller businesses? They even name brand stuff. A lot of black people doing their own name brand, but it's like if it's not on the athlete shirt back yet, why would I buy it? People, we don't really think about just, we don't think about the culture. We just think about how we look. Most people just, in terms of even banking with a black bank, you don't look like you're a baller.
Right.
If you bank with chasing about, oh, you're one of the people. You're one of the regulars. You bank at a bank bank, it's like, what y'all got? The first thing they say is, what y'all got?
First thing I asked.
What y'all got?
Like I see a commercial.
Exactly. Like, you didn't make it to the TV everywhere you at. But unless we just, forget about all the, accolades, or I wouldn't even say the accolades. Let's just forget about the popularity.
Symbolic victories.
Yes, and that would be a better financial set for our whole culture.
But I heard that people say that blacks focus too much on they focus too much on the symbolic victories and not enough on legislation and on policies that could really push us forward.
Real rules.
Perfect example, right? When George Floyd died, right? What laws was passed protecting us after his death?
Zero.
But look at when the Asians were getting attacked.
Oh yeah.
They had legislation put in place really
last
fast.
month, right?
Yeah.
That's my point. Like,
We're the weakest out of everything.
We're just not
If I had
united.
to be honest,
the race that
It's true.
votes the least, that they voting numbers are the lowest, is the Asian community. But they have more political power than us because they're more financially united.
Yeah.
We're not financially united. I'm not a Democrat, Republican. I don't want to be like.
that's what I'm saying. We're the weakest. When it comes
You
to-
need the votes, but the votes, they just need you for the votes. If you're not giving them anything financially in the back end, they're not going to really push for any agenda you may have.
True. And if
It's
we don't got
period.
nothing to give them, they just like, all right, we'll just take your votes. That's it.
And like, not to be on anything racial, but if you go to like an Italian neighborhood, you go to a Chinese neighborhood,
You don't see
you don't do
black
every. Yeah, but
They're
you
united.
see their own people running their own businesses.
Yeah.
They look just like
They-
them.
The difference is
Black neighborhood's the only neighborhood where everyone who runs the business is not black, with the exception of some Caribbean stores out here. You know
we
what I
have
mean?
way more now. I can see
Right.
we're growing in that.
Yeah, we're growing. Yeah, but overall, United
Yeah.
States wise,
we're too busy trying to, the thing with us, we too busy trying to look like something else.
Look like we're rich when we still
Yeah,
poor.
but
Exactly.
like we don't mind looking rich. We don't mind being poor as long as we look rich. That's the difference between us and the other community.
And they don't
agree
mind
with you.
looking poor even
Yeah,
if
they
they're
don't
rich.
really care about that.
Exactly.
As long as them, they care. Like we got, let's be real, we got our priorities messed up because most people they be like, oh, you got the nice clothes. Alright, we look at you as alright.
We're not strict on principle.
Yeah, we don't have enough principles. We got our priorities wrong. Like what we value in life. is
Other
wrong.
cultures,
like we
strict
supposed to
on
be
family.
we supposed to be valuing and celebrating about getting cribs and stuff, but we don't do none of those things.
I think one of the things that, you catch flack for, if you do, if you don't, is like when we use the Jewish community as an example, where we see like they were able to unify and galvanize and organize and come together and create their own society within a society. And they used the Bible as the blueprint, literally, and it works for them and it's still working for them. And we oftentimes criticize them and we get upset at them because they're doing what we can't do,
They said
basically.
they stole our right. in that sense.
But that's our fault because if we was exercising our rights, then no one could really steal it.
Exactly.
And if we were exercising it, even if someone was to copy, we would have still been
We still
better
have
because
our
we're the
own.
original.
It's because we're lazy, bro. That's why I said we're the weakest. I'm not saying we're the weakest because we're just
we have the
we
most potential.
don't got no shot or anything. We got the most potential. Let's get that clear. We have the most potential, but we just don't play our mind play in order to reach that 100% potential.
Gotta play more chess.
We too busy watching the next man. When you watching the next man, you're not really working on you because your game's on pause. Because you watching the next man. Last
true.
time I checked, time don't wait on nobody. Time is not pausing for nobody. But we just choose to, or we get distracted too easily. We see something flashy, like, ooh, like and then like let's say like an iPhone's probably like 1,000 for something, but we rather get that no problem than go get an LLC or something where it costs like 1,000 plus, but in the long run it makes you more money. So it's like we always had the money to really grow.
Yeah, if we kept it within ourselves.
It's just that we just spend the money.
Sure, I could tell you from
not good, because come on now, like
last year, all those SBA loans, they all went to right back to
they gave us money, bro. They were like, yo, here.
Yeah, they just know we're not gonna keep.
That's why I don't really blame. I don't really blame them. I blame ourselves, because like you get the money. Once you get the money now, because once you have the money, it's whatever you want to do with it. You can't really blame the next man for you losing all your money. But that's what we do.
Over and over.
Over and over. It's like, oh, they don't help us.
They had
that's
2
why we
drawers
still poor.
of the PPP.
We be like, yeah, that's why we still poor and everything. It was like, they gave you money, bro. They give you money. You just utilize it wrong, because there's some people you could give them $1,000 and they could switch. They could make that into probably like 30,000. It all depends on the individual.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Mr. Hall? Yeah, let's say
I'm quiet over here. Right?
he listen like, what you mean?
We should get your brother on. I got a son that just got not even a good month now, $20,000. And within 2 weeks, he can't tell you where the damn money is. That's my son. He's right there. His brother, $20,000.
Still waiting for my Lakers.
Yeah. And my brother over here said it right from the get-go. There's no unity among black people. The same son I'm talking about, he walk around with a dog and a suitcase, because he travels a lot of suitcase. Gucci suitcase, that worth over $4,000. A Gucci bag, $3,000. The shoes and everything. And he looks the part. And he's homeless.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
And I always and believe it or not, black people, I always learn from young that white folks says if you want to hide something from a black man, put it where?
A book.
In a book. It's true. It's absolutely true. Because I'll be on the train and you see all kind of white and Asian reading a book.
Yes,
we on music, we listening to rap music all day long. We refuse to read and do any study. We don't have ambition. A lot of that comes from the way we were brought up. Our daddy and our mommy ain't going to, doing that little slavery jobs and whatever. White folks love that.
I mean, we get family.
They love that. And then ball players and our rich black man that is in power, instead of helping and investing in black people, LeBron James, you look in his garage, 20 cars, and he can't even drive them. And other ball players and baseball, they have money. Magic Johnson, they have money to make black people, because, one of the things that white people fear, and this is true facts, you hear it, is a smart black man. You understand what I'm saying? And imagine if they have a bunch of us, because we are more smart and more dominant, but we can't unite.
I think that's part of their contract when they sign over.
Yeah, we can't unite, and that's the moment Kyrie start to speak out. Even Smith, what's his name? Saying he's selfish and he's dead and whatever.
Stephen A.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. I like Stephen A. Smith sometimes, and sometimes I can't stand it because he sell out. Yeah. Sometimes he's on point. Sometimes he sell, because Kyrie didn't do it. Kyrie he's just being himself and he's speaking out.
And Stephen A. don't want you to speak out.
No,
I mean he better sell out to me.
He sold out. He sold out for the bag.
But nonetheless, black people they don't invest in black people. Oprah, they don't invest in black people.
I don't think they're allowed to. I don't think they're allowed
because
to.
They're getting their money from
contract.
And because rich people never get rich off rich people.
That's true.
Rich people get rich off poor people.
I've been said that. I'm like, the reason why the rich is
rich people, they give each other front seat. They go and they can sit in the front, watch a game. They send each other ticket.
They don't pay for nothing.
They don't pay for nothing.
Yeah, connection.
And the poor man working hard to buy the front row ticket or just to buy the jersey and
just to be
2,
around
3. And my sons are buying $1,000 sneakers.
Yeah.
It's selling them a dream.
I've never done that.
Just for
the most I've ever spent on the sneakers is $80, and I cried. No,
What you got on right now? What you got on right
that's
now?
my son's sneakers.
Whoa, I see you the other day with
This is my
City
son
sneakers.
pants, my son sneakers, my son t-shirt. Hell, the underwear I have on.
Gone too far,
This is why I got this.
My son, you know what I'm saying?
That's a nice tee.
Because I know how to survive. He would tell you, if he come to Jamaica, I got Jordan this and Gucci this and all of that from my son.
Because they just come and go.
He has them and he just wastes them. They're just sitting there in the, tons of sneakers. I got sneakers they ain't even wear yet in Jamaica.
Wow.
So if you come there, you don't have to bring sneakers. You got brand new sneakers you can wear.
Yeah.
Because these are, I got
This
some
is what they wanna
fools and
put their
some
money
fools as
into.
sons, yeah. And,
All for the look. And
all
the,
for the look.
And the look fades.
All for the look, and I ain't lying. I feel I look good, but I ain't gonna buy it. I ain't gonna spend all my money buying it.
I mean, it all depends on how a person get it.
Nah, because if you get it,
Nah,
you
like
should
look.
be-
If somebody is getting like designer clothes, right, but they're sponsored, because there's people that are sponsored, but they're not really paying for it.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
They're just wearing it, so
But that's another
You
thing. That's
could
like
buy
selling
it.
out your people.
Yes, it
because
is.
you would.
Because you look like you're the one buying it. You
Yeah.
look rich.
You're making them.
That's a
But
good
that's
point. I never
basically
thought
the
about
game.
You're
that.
making younger people think like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I should buy it because he's wearing it.
Yeah,
He's
but
not. He's not openly saying I'm not buying this. I'll never buy this. He's not saying that. He's like, hey, I'm wearing this. I'm wearing
Just
this.
like, hey, Boogie, I got more Michael Marys
Yeah,
than Michael
Michael
Mary.
Mary.
How? He's the one making them. How you getting them that fast?
Because you sponsored.
yeah, they don't.
All this ain't gonna change, though. That's just that's real life,
I mean,
it's the game that
I
they
just
made.
encourage the
game more
individual
heavier,
to, if you don't go get yours, you ain't gonna get nothing. And then even welfare system is a slavery system.
Facts.
Of course.
1000%.
It's set up designed to keep you muzzled and to keep you mute, So if you think you're collecting $200 in cash and $400 in food stamps, you can
That's
buy
one thing
food.
I appreciated about the island. It was, seeing how you can take care of yourself. That's not something
we ain't gonna get that in Jamaica. I tell you that much.
They don't show
Ain't
you that
nothing
in
free in
America.
Jamaica.
Because if you think about it, if you never need somebody's hand to feed you, then you are a powerful
You
person.
gotta work.
Yeah.
But America spoil you.
Yeah.
It does. It spoil you, but it all enslave you, and all the rules is also to muzzle you and control you.
Because they make you think.
Of course.
That's
Of
the
course.
only
It's
way
all
you
about
can
control.
eat. You know how many people I
Chaos
see over
create
here
control.
fishing
That's
for
what
their
they
own
do.
food? A lot of Asian people fishing for their own food.
Yeah.
Creating their own fishing market and so on,
Yeah. So, it is, man.
Chaos in country.
You don't hear Blacktown, you hear Chinatown, you hear...
I mean,
So far, guys, like, what do you think of Joe Biden? Because a lot of people are saying that
He's still there?
a lot of people are saying that they want to get rid of him now. How
Why,
he
already?
looks senile. Because DBC seems like he's like an old man that's about to fall over and die. Like, he gets
But
lost
that's where
sometimes.
he been.
I think they always wanted Kamala to just be
The face.
the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Kamala Harris fan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Harris, I don't know.
Kamala Harris' dad, he's Jamaican.
Yeah, but
And he doesn't even like her.
it's probably a reason why.
I mean, you don't even like your own daughter.
She put
That says a
she
lot.
put a lot
Yeah.
of black people in jail.
In jail, like, which one is it? You black when it's convenient?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was only for this.
Yes.
It was only for the
I
politics.
mean, she was doing her part just to make sure the job is done.
Get
I heard that.
in a lot of ways.
Every election year, isn't that every election year that when people get this support, they be like, yo, wow. I mean, like,
That is true. Every election year they got someone who's like, I'm for the blacks.
especially the black
Something for the
community.
black.
The black community always fall for it because they give them a little piece of candy.
I think-
like, yeah.
That's why they call it politics.
Yep.
Facts.
And
And,
tricks
you,
are for
and that's the
kids.
problem with us. We happy with just a little candy. Like they be like, here's a stimmy, and we just be like, yes, we made it.
Yeah, that wasn't
Sometimes, believe it or not, we just don't care.
Yeah, we happy with it.
We just don't care. Whatever it is, we just don't care. We're just surviving.
Yeah, just getting by.
We're not investing in each other. We're not investing in the government. We're just surviving and whatever we can get. So a lot of black people is just whatever I can get, welfare or
we need
any
a
money that's out there. We can
long-term
apply for any loan. You know?
what I'm
We don't
saying.
care about bad debts. We don't
Oh,
care about
you're
nothing.
not
We're just
lying.
trying to get
You're not lying.
whatever I can get. Live with my mama and my papa, whatever I can get. Live with my girl.
It's a certain person.
No ambition.
They will give up their credit
Yeah.
just for a couple thousands.
Because
Thousands
when
ain't
I was in
gonna last a
college,
year.
it's mostly women, mostly this Asian, mostly Chinese. You hardly see black men in college. You rarely see that.
We don't have long-term plans.
I think college
You know
is
what I'm
important. I think it's somewhat. I'm not gonna say it's overrated. College is important. Depends what you go to college for. I definitely think that we need to have more business-minded people within our community. We need to start our own
It depends
industries.
on what you want.
College is very detrimental to the black community because we have the most debt and we're guaranteed not to pay it back
Yeah.
because of college
Yeah.
debt. College is good, but the
Yeah.
whole system in
This
place.
is how we go in.
I should
Yeah,
also
you-
say a trade school because I went to a trade
school, yeah.
I graduated from ITT.
That's good.
I went to college and me personally, it was just too much books. There was a lot of books. 90% of them things I ain't gonna use.
Right, that's what I'm trying to
That was
say.
the thing that
College,
was pissed
the
Yeah.
system of college itself. College
It's
itself
also
is a good
slavery,
idea.
man.
Yeah.
It's the system in place. Like
Yeah.
you got people who are going there to be school teachers,
Yeah.
and you can only make so much as a
Yeah.
school teacher. You're leaving with debt 200,000,
Our
100,000.
goals are really
So
small.
now you're a slave to the debt. You can't even write that off if you go bankrupt. You can't write that off.
I'm gonna speak on that
Did you
because
just raise your hand?
yeah,
Okay, your turn.
it's a sign of respect.
Yes,
So I could speak on that personally because I am a scholar right now. I could say, like, I did college. Obviously, like, we used to go to school together, and yeah, facts. So I did the public school. I did the CUNY. So I did CUNY. I did my associates and my bachelor's in CUNY, and I didn't graduate with debt because I was fortunate enough where I was working while I was in school, and my parents supported me as well. They helped me out. So, you know, I went to school full time. And I used to work full time. I used to go to school from 2 p.m.
To like 9.
to 8 p.m. and then I would work 9:30 at night to 6 in the morning overnight at Lowe's.
That was Lowe's.
Yeah, Lowe's life
Good time.
until I graduated. And then my first job out of college was in Newark, New Jersey. I had to travel between 2 states every day for my first job just to get the experience. My second job was in the South Bronx off the 5 train Jackson Avenue. My third job after that, bro, I was in the hood. Like I was from Jersey, I went to Long Island City, Queens, close to Queensbridge. Then after that, I went to the Bronx, South Bronx, and from the South Bronx, I went to Brownsville by Atlantic. I was working at a men's shelter. Then I went to Brownsville, further down, at another spot. So it was like, and then after that, like I ended up going to private school. I ended up going to Fordham, and I did graduate with debt because that's a private school. I'm not gonna lie.
Fordham's a big school.
Yeah, so, and I'm gonna tell y'all the benefits of both. When you go to a public school and you graduate with your bachelor's, it's like, all right, that's nice. You got your bachelor's in whatever study you have. We're gonna cut you at the medium basic rate because you met the medium basic requirements. Like you graduated, you got a bachelor's, check it right here. Like I'm gonna start you off at whatever. You're gonna get your salary, you're gonna get your benefits. Welcome to the team. So, but when you go to a private school now, the private school, so more like a fraternity type situation. It's like because of where you went. Say for example, you and I went to the same school and then we're doing business and we find out that we went to the same school. We do business based on that.
Based off
You
the-
take
The camaraderie of
Yeah.
being in the same
Okay.
school.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know you from a hole in the wall, but the fact that we went to the same school.
It's like, Harvard messing with Harvard people.
Yeah,
They stick
exactly.
together,
Exactly.
It's like a fit. Well, that's the big thing missing in our community, fam.
Yeah, so school does help you to elevate to where you want to go, depending on what you're gonna do. Because there's
And what
certain
school you go.
Connections.
there's certain jobs that you want to do. You got to go to school to do.
Right.
Not everybody's a businessman. Most businesses fail within the first year. Like we see that. Like a lot of us be like, all right, well, I want to be a businessman. I want to be an entrepreneur. Those people we know,
They don't want to put in the 24 hours of work.
and 9 times out of 10, those people get money for like a month, 2 or 3, and then they run
That's
as
it,
done.
yeah.
Like none of them really level up. School gives you that structure. Like you could do the 9 to 5 and then do your 5 to 9 or your 8 to 5. Like I did. Like I started 3 businesses, but I still work a 9 to 5. So it's like you could do it. Like you gotta find that balance.
You're not scheduling.
Yeah. So it gives you a little leverage because I got this steady job now. I could pivot and do something else. That way I could take care of everything I need to take care of. I could take care of my home, and I could still try to do something else on the side. And whatever you do on the side, you fund it out your pocket. You find ways.
You say you get distracted?
Yeah, but I funded it. Like I did Uber to fund my businesses that I'm trying to build on my own. Plus the loans that I was able to get because I was able to go to school and I was able to pay off certain things and keep my credit, which gave me a good credit score to help me with my business, to fund it. Like sometimes everything works together. Like sometimes it's good to have that strong foundation.
You're right. School ain't for everybody though.
Yeah, it's true, and I agree with you. Like what you're saying. Oh, where's my hand?
I'll stop this. I'm not
Like,
gonna remember to raise my
If
hand.
you say Harvard, if you say Yale, even Fordham, because that's a big name. You know what I mean? Those you have schools that like St. Rose in Albany. That's like a $40,000 a semester school. You ever heard of St. Rose?
No.
The name came up.
You have people who are accumulating debt. 40, 30,000, and that doesn't include the interest. That crutches your ability to make money. That's like the majority of like black people. We're going to college, and that's great. Majority of people who are going to college are black women.
That's the
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But they leveling up.
They are leveling
The
up.
ones that are going to college are leveling up. I can say from working at an attorney's office, I know that the one leg up that they got from us is off death. Like they making bread off death. Like if we get like we could get $1 million life insurance for only like $40, $30. You put it on your mom or your dad. Like that's less than a phone bill. Like you just paying it off. And most of the time, knock on wood, black people go out before 85 anyway. So that's an easy meal. And
For
you
your
break,
family.
and they break it down, and then they flip it into businesses. You could get 1.5, 2
Insurance
mil.
Jews are killing it.
But that's the way they do it. And then
Put money on me, son.
and then the money. Yeah, seriously. So then the money then goes into a trust, and then that trust is then invested into the stock market. So they give it to a kid. Yeah, then it compounds interest because once you got like $100,000, $1 million in the bank,
the money is good money.
$1 million in the bank will give you how much interest? A year, be like what, 200,000, 150,000 for
You
a
can
year.
live off just the interest.
Yeah, you can
Depends
live
on
off
the
just the
bank, but
interest. Yeah, I'm talking about private equity, like when they really flipping your money
Yeah,
because you got the
I'm
money to
saying.
do it.
I don't know.
And it's a chance you're taking when you invest in the stock.
Yeah, but it's
It can look
compound.
good one year. I'm telling you, if the market crashed, because I used to invest in the stock and I lost like almost $200,000.
Oh, wow.
But not personally when I said I used to, but through the job because they set it up now, which really hurt us our retirement. Where retirement is not like pension like before. Your pension now is locked into stock.
Yeah.
401k.
Yeah, they gotta gamble.
You understand what I'm saying? So why they giving you a certain amount and they're taking out and putting and it looks good, it's growing. If the stock go down, you lost. That's how I lost $200,000.
What year was this? That was like during the.
That was in September 11.
11. Yeah, I knew.
My stock
A lot
was
of people
looking good.
jumped out the window.
Hell, I was saying I'm gonna retire early because black people we ignorant. $200,000. I'm rich. Because I'm coming from where I was eating macaroni and cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, but and to be making $100,000 a year. I mean, sure, And yet I didn't squander it. That's how I'm able to live comfortably in Jamaica because I didn't go buy no BMW and no Benz and all of that there. I saved the money because I had a plan.
That's what we miss.
And the reason, and my wife was spending my money. I mean,
as a
man, I know you for sure. You know that.
Yeah.
As a man, you spend the most money when you with a girl.
That's 1,000% correct.
Because when you with yourself, you realize.
I don't like the word when you say you spend the most money when you with a girl. No,
she spends.
She spends more money. I lose the most money. I like that.
Of course.
Because I ain't spending. I don't buy flowers. I don't buy all of that.
I want no problems.
I'm always part of all that flowers and whatever. I remember when my daughter died, and you go to the graveside. If you see flowers, people were just spending hundreds of dollars in flowers, you
You know,
know?
that's a really
And you know what people were doing?
Business.
Brother,
Flowers,
people were going there and
wedding
stealing the
was
flowers and
thousands
selling
of
it
For the
back.
what? For the
You can't blame them. It's
They
just
die,
they sitting looking at you. I mean,
They're not
nice flowers.
immortal.
The person's dead and gone. You need to understand when you dead, you dead. And I don't go to a gravesite and sit there and look at it. Talking to who?
I may pick some flowers, but I
You know
ain't
what I'm
gonna
saying? That
pay
person
thousands of
don't
dollars.
exist no more.
Yeah, for real.
If you want to keep the person alive, you keep them alive in your heart.
Yeah.
But you don't go talk to an empty grave. That don't make no sense.
Yeah. I personally.
But TV
it's-
teach you all of this. Believe it or not, TV is the teacher.
Yeah, because my parents.
Wow, I've never heard that. That's true.
TV, all these matter of fact, that's how young people know how to disrespect their parents because and all these little
sarcastic
talk show, these
shows.
sarcastic
Yes,
show on
yes.
Bill Cosby and then
They
and
joking,
big back
but
talk and
yeah.
they're joking. That's how children start talking back to their parents the same way.
True. 'Cause
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
scary, man.
Yeah.
My parents, they told me like if they ever died, you know, they'd be like, yo, don't get me no fancy casket, none of that.
Nah.
They'd be like, yo, just put me in the casket and just finish it. Like they told
Save
me,
the money.
they said, yo, spend the least amount of bread, cause
Yeah.
ain't worth it of doing this whole decoration stuff.
That's weird.
So I'll just go about it the way they said it.
But some people like to do, you know, the horse and carriage, glass casket.
Because it ain't for the dead, it's for the people who are alive. Because they have the money and they want to
They
put
want
on a
the
show,
show,
you know?
yeah.
My mom said that I don't do all of that.
Yeah.
You like,
If you ever
Go
come,
with the film. That's
what they
if you
did
ever come
for,
to Jamaica and
Pop
see
Smoke.
some of these
Yeah,
grave
that
sites,
was-
they
that was-
build.
that was hard.
If it was a
Like,
truck driver, they build the grave like a truck, a real truck. You see,
That's interesting.
a different house, and you know,
That's
different
too much
type.
money, though.
Oh yeah. But in Jamaica, it's cheaper though.
no, yeah, true.
Funeral is way cheaper in Jamaica.
I mean, if it's cheaper,
Because you can bury the person in your backyard or on the land.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to, because you have the land.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's cheaper, I go there. You know.
Yeah. It's way cheaper, man. Come, I'm telling you, come and visit. My
Nah,
son
I'm gonna
came
come
down
to
there.
Jamaica. I'm
You know?
gonna come to Jamaica for sure.
I've been to
Changed my
Jamaica.
life.
Jamaica's beautiful.
Yeah.
Changed my
So-
life.
I've been there when I was younger, but that was way long ago.
Yeah, you gotta go when you're older, so you can.
So growing up, Jamaica was like a major influence for me. Yeah, it was every. If you were Jamaica, you was winning. If you was Haitian, you better duck.
That's the thing, though.
Why was that?
That was the era I was from. Like being Haitian was not cool.
Yeah.
It's cool now. Now it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You know.
Most people think I'm Jamaican. I don't know why. I don't look Jamaican.
So I grew up with like the whole dance hall era, Bob
Yeah,
Marley.
yeah.
You know, I
that's
love
why.
Bob Marley. I got a big picture of Bob Marley in my crib, man. I go, you know, that's
I don't
only
keep,
artist.
Yeah, that's the difference now. Me as a black man, I don't keep no picture of no artist.
No,
Yeah.
none of that.
No, man. They dead and gone. I only, I like your music and whatever, but I don't like you like that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
one,
Yeah,
like,
All
but Bob
that,
Marley music, like,
Yo, Bob
He
Marley
was-
didn't care about me.
you don't think so?
No, he didn't care.
You look
about
like
me.
Bob Marley.
Yeah, I know. I get you. to the
You
airport
get that,
like
right?
I'll only use that to get over it.
I got to the airport like
You need to understand. A lot of these
as long as
artists
they get me the free.
don't care about people. You know what I'm saying? Bob Marley was in his own world, enjoying himself, all them ladies and whatever, making his money. You know what I'm telling you? People are just selfish. You know, and I didn't care about him too. I was just trying to survive. So I'm not mad at him for that. So, but I ain't gonna put no picture of him. You know, I'm gonna put a picture of someone that I'm with, somebody like my grandmother or my wife or
Yeah,
my
I
children,
do
or
that.
family.
Family.
Because even at your funeral, only family's supposed to be there and the closest of the friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do those too,
Yeah.
but like,
So
if we don't
people
hang
just-
on a
yeah.
regular basis, I cannot see you on my walls. Like,
Even girls I used to date back in the day, they were the keychain with the Michael Jackson, the in the car pictures and whatever. Yeah, I remember my first baby mama. I said, "Listen."
So you wouldn't post Malcolm X?
Yeah, you
nah.
know.
You don't think he?
I wouldn't
You don't
be-
think Malcolm X did anything for black people?
No, he did.
I just personally,
I got
wouldn't
Malcolm
do it.
X. too.
No, I
I got
did.
Malcolm.
He
Malcolm.
did.
I just wouldn't do it because
Yeah.
I just keep it.
I would quicker put a picture of Malcolm X
Than
than
Bob
Bob
Marley?
Marley, because Malcolm X did a lot for black people.
He did a lot.
You know, he opened the door.
It wasn't just.
But Bob Marley
entertainment.
lyrically at that time, lyrically.
Yeah,
different
lyrically,
age.
and even now, believe it or not, you know.
especially with the music we listen to now.
Yeah.
You gotta respect him. Like
Nah,
most
his
of black
music
music is not positive. against
His,
black
as an artist, he was one of the most positive
Rappers.
artists out there.
Even
you know?
like black music, most of it is about killing each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aggressive.
That's where the game is going.
A lot of rappers know they can't rap without using the F word.
Yeah, they can't rap without
At the end, and you can't.
My son is a rapper.
Is he?
Therapeutic.
Oh, you're the rapper.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really, I always thought you
Yo,
were
how
for
you
office.
How you feel about him rap?
That's why I don't put it up.
Spit something right now, son, for the camera. Spit something right now.
What's up right now? He put you in the spot. You gotta say so.
No, but he's a rapper, so he's ready.
I just
You
do
ready?
it for the F of it, you know?
Yeah.
I drop these buckets so stephless. That's all I'm gonna get.
Nah.
You shot for the camera?
It's more for me. You know?
Yeah.
No, we should do that one day. Have like a freestyle.
Freestyle?
episode.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, matter of fact, he and I had a discussion this morning that most of these rappers who use hoes and bitches and the F word in it, you know what I'm saying?
Don't have
And
vocabulary.
how they expect their children to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of parents aren't good examples. You know, like parents who are actors and on the screen having love scene naked, and you got a young child at home.
Teaching them
Yo,
to
when I seen that
video,
video, and I'm not against anything, but
Yeah.
I knew the world was getting a little crazy when I seen that Little Nas video on
Oh
YouTube.
my lord.
Oh yeah,
And like they in the jail,
Yeah.
You don't wanna
naked,
see it.
This is a
dancing.
new level, bro. They,
I was like, this is.
But I'm not
different.
surprised
turned
because
it
that's
up
what
to
it's
heat.
coming to.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
they turning up the heat.
Yeah, that's what it's coming to.
And then he said he want to strip for charity or something.
Did he? Who said that? Little Nas.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
They gonna-
And then that Jack boy, he talked about, oh, I wish I was in that video. I'm like,
1 billion views on that.
Yeah, because people want to see, man.
Hey,
You put
yo.
it in, you know. If I go on YouTube naked and start dancing, I get 1 million views too.
Yeah.
And I'm
I mean,
not.
we all know this.
Yeah.
We all know there's easy.
Yeah.
There's
A lot
definitely
of
easy
sick
ways that
minds.
you could
A
make
lot
a
of
million
sick
views,
minds.
but I don't think it's worth it though.
But
Because
check it.
people want to be entertained.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it, people want to be entertained. Even sermons now is entertainment.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about like the whole unity
Yeah.
thing. Like you remember we was talking about like black music. That if you talk about killing niggas,
Yeah.
niggas this,
Yeah.
nigga that,
Yeah.
it's no problem.
Yeah.
And then the baby, the LGBT, they
Yeah.
united. They made the
Yeah.
baby look like a baby for real.
They took all the
I'm
shows.
sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Because you're
You
unified
gotta
enough
come
to
out
make
with
him
sorry,
apologize.
The amount of things they took him on, he gonna be like, yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
YG, years ago, I don't know, I forget the name of the song, but it was a song related to like
Yeah.
robbing Asian people. It was years old.
They
They,
took
they,
that
took, they
song.
took it down.
Wow.
Yeah, so he can't get paid on that no more.
Right.
People got a lot of the thing.
Politics.
The thing about like
Usual.
the outside people outside the industry got to realize like people in the industry they're signed to contracts, so it's like, you know,
They have power over their music.
yeah, like people got to understand like, yo, if we pay for water, what do you think the price they are paying for to make that much amount of money under contract? And we all know dealing with contracts like student loans and all that, with all the interest, there's mad catches to it.
So we just give up on America or go to the islands, live like kings?
There's only one piece that I find, because I've been around, being 60 years old, I've been around, I used to party and seeing everything. The only piece that I find in life right now, it ain't in money, it ain't in anything else but my relationship. That's why I just, you know, begin to study the Bible and just find peace. And it says, see how some people find peace in smoking and it relax them? The Word of God is what relaxes me now and give me hope and give me joy, because you know, everything that you see that manifests itself now is getting worse. From I've been small, if you think back, from I've been small when, even when we used to have black party, as I mentioned last week, those things don't exist anymore. Everything now is just so clustered and wicked. Everything is wicked. Commercial, even cartoon ain't cartoon no more.
Bro,
You know, they having
my generation was
gays
the
and
last.
lesbians in cartoon, and they cursing in cartoon. So even children, so even a little child, I was at the park playing, and this boy can't be no more than 6, 7 years old. Mother, this your kiss, man. I mean, he was just, so there's no hope, man, for the future. I'm telling you. And things are put in place right now
To keep it like this.
to keep it like that, and also to control the people.
It's money.
I want to even touch on this COVID thing here. That's man-made. You know what I'm saying? AIDS was man-made. You know what I'm saying? They had the antidote for it. long time ago.
They killed the guy that went to Africa for that.
Yeah, because when AIDS came out in in
Yeah,
the
I heard
80s,
about
people
that.
were dying. When you get AIDS within 6 months, you're dead.
Money
Before, yeah.
And they had the antidote a long time ago. And now you can live with it like you don't even have it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Magic was the first
I
example.
don't even believe that.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
believe you can have it and be cure of it. I believe Magic Johnson had it, and I believe that he was cure of it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's cure out there for many things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you need this, and you need connection.
Yeah, those are two
in order to
things.
do it. Black people don't have any of that.
True.
And so this is designed to suppress, not just black people anymore, to suppress the world, I'm telling you. And so as you look there, where's hope?
The unfortunate.
You tell
state,
me, I don't care
unfortunate.
which president you put up there and which leader and which laws they pass, and all these cameras were set up to just control and suppress you, like then depress you. Like my daughter, she's driving, I was helping her going through her mail. 5 tickets with speeding. They're just sending you tickets like crazy.
Spam.
You know what I'm saying?
Look like spam.
And so she's depressed by that. That's what this is designed to. The food is designed to suppress you. You know what I'm saying? So
Eating
if
the
you
junk
can't
food,
rise above
McDonald's,
that,
it doesn't give you energy.
all of that there, you know what I'm saying? And so there's nothing that's going to get better, meaning that it's never going to stay the
That's
same.
what I tell people.
It's going to get worse.
Technology's only
It's going to get
better.
worse.
Technology.
And if you think COVID is a disease, that's just plaything.
Yeah.
And if you think back, if you go on the internet and look back how much disease came out, even before AIDS and
Zika,
before all these
yes.
diseases, and there's more to come.
What's your opinion on the vaccine?
I wouldn't take it, man.
Me neither.
Even if you mandate me to take it. That's why if they mandate, I'm hoping, because I'm not just up here visiting, so I'm hoping that when they mandate it, I'm in
You ready to go?
Yeah.
So for brothers like me who were born here, and they mandated, and they doing things, manipulative things, like like the gym is my life. Like the gym is mental.
Yes, I heard they
So
were
when he
acting.
said no gym with the vaccine, I know that was an act of war.
Yeah.
That's an act of war. You're trying to force it without literally saying you have
I was
to take
wondering
it.
if that was legit. Like you had to take the vaccine to go to the gym.
Period. You have to have I think they just released the passports or whatever.
I still could go to the gym.
That's crazy.
What is the fastest and easiest way to control somebody? Through fear.
Yeah.
Right.
Life is all about
You understand what I'm
fear.
saying?
Yeah.
And even in war and even in a fight, I remember when I was young growing
If
out
they
there,
rebel, they would be constant.
I wanted to fight the brother, but I was afraid because he looks,
Yeah.
big and terrible, like he's going to
Fear
kick me,
will stop you.
And so it blocks me. Fear also, I remember when I was learning to swim, fear will make you drown faster. Because you begin to use up so much energy. You know
That's
what I'm
why they
saying?
always say relax.
Yeah, so I'm telling you. So that's what not just America, that's what the world is doing, because all
Even
these
China.
countries,
China does it
they
too.
unite more than you think.
Yeah, of course.
And all these people in government, as I mentioned last week, it's not voting that put them in there like you think.
It's
Just like it's football game and basketball. It's not everything is under control. Everything
Narratives.
by superior people that you don't even see in power.
Exactly. You're not gonna see that.
If you don't understand that, then you're a fool. Pardon my language.
Nah, that's
We have no control over nothing.
Not in here.
Why would the people in power allow you to vote them out of power?
That's just to make you feel like you have some say.
Exactly.
Yeah, my wife make me feel like I have some say, and I know damn well if she put her foot down, that's it.
That's how America.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
It's just,
And the law gives her power that no matter what, I can work hard and buy my house, but if me and her divorce, she gets my house. It's not like I get half. She gets my damn house.
that's it.
And now she moving this big muscle man over there living in my house. And I'm
He made it first.
he's standing up at the door like, yo, what's your problem, bro?
Let me ask you.
No, because I have friends that happen to.
Man, I've seen it.
Yes.
I've seen it.
I'm telling you the truth. I have friends that happened to that was thick and came down to bones. And he got to pay it. If he don't pay it, he going to jail.
I've seen it.
And she moved in her boyfriend.
So let me ask you, what's your opinion on? Because I'm
Kill them all.
conflicted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa! I'm conflicted because OJ did it on marriage.
On marriage? Oh, man.
Because everyone around me is getting married. My brothers got married. He got married. My best friend, he got married. And it's like, I'm a personal train, so I train all age, all groups, all races. And there's one thing that black, white, and
Yeah.
We fear marriage.
Yeah.
I've seen men who've made. I've known a millionaire. He told me one day he was driving down to pick up his kids that he has to pay child support and alimony to the woman. and so he only sees his kids twice a month. That's the agreement.
Yeah.
And he remember like when he dropped his kids back off to the house, how the next dude had more access to his kids than him. And he's paying all this money.
Twice.
Wow. You know, while he lives in an apartment.
That's twice.
That's exactly the reason why I said
Like that psychologically, that puts a fear of like the marriage thing. You know what I mean? Because women are emotional based women. I used to argue with a girl, and I used to get mad because it's like this makes no sense. And my OG told me, James, you're using common sense to argue with a woman. It's like they're emotionally driven with the argument and everything that they do and move.
Believe it or not, the Bible teaches you that now, man. I'm one who believes in marriage 100%.
You do believe in it?
Yes.
You understand the fears that men have with the pitfalls.
I do understand, because that fear comes because there's no, you see, love, real love, and the love I'm talking about is principle. Not talking about feelings, because feelings comes and go. I always say when you meet a girl in the beginning, you know, just because of feelings, a girl will tell you quick. I worship with a girl one night, and within worshiping with her, she started to tell me she loves me. You understand what I mean by worship, right? Because we're on the okay. And she started to say she loved me because she's emotionally connected. You know what I'm saying? She knows nothing about love because she don't even know me. To love somebody is to know somebody. And the mistake why many marriages fail because they never investigate each other. You never, just like in a job, you do a research on the job before you apply for the job. And I always, you know, just like I tell my son, if you meet a girl right now and you are around her mom and her dad and her, see how they treat, that's exactly what your relationship gonna be like. That's exactly who she is. She's not gonna act like them with you right now, but that's exactly. You know what I'm saying?
She feel comfortable.
Yes. Because if her mom is loudmouth and carrying, she gonna be just like that in the marriage. And that's gonna happen after the goo-goo stage. You know what the goo-goo stage, you ever pick up a baby and say, goo-goo, and the baby's nice, and the moment the babies begin to walk, the baby start to, you know, spit at you and disrespect you and, you know, yank out of your hand, you know, because she's not cute anymore. Because she passed that goo-goo stage. Now she's walking and talking back to you, putting their hand all in your face. That's what children are doing now, you know, no respect. So once you pass that stage, you know, that's when you begin to see who the person really is. Because after marriage and, you know, the honeymoon and done, and then real life steps in now.
Right.
That's when the woman is, you know, like, why you come home so late? Attitude and all of that there. It was for you to test that from the get-go.
To check that in the beginning.
Right. Not only that, is to test her. You know, I would provoke a girl. If I'm dating you, I'm gonna provoke you. I'm gonna see if you truly, because if she truly loves you, and
principle,
she will follow principle and she'll reason and she will say, why would you say that to me? Instead of like, nigga, who you think you talking to? Then
she lost her principle.
That's right. And that's how she gonna treat you in front of your boys, them too. So that's what I'm saying. With all the going out and going spending money and, you know, and everything, and you all feel good, and then you're shacking up together and whatever. Because I know guys who live with their girl for 10, 15 years, and they decide, you know what? It was like with husband and wife. And I'm telling you the truth. The moment they marry her, within 1 year they divorce. I can tell you four or five people that I know. I'm not going to call them. The moment they've been together forever, the moment they get married, because that contract does something, man. Because you see, when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, you can leave at any time.
Exactly.
But marriage is like you sign. It's like boxing. You sign a contract. Or basketball. You can't just get out of it.
Right.
Until you serve a certain time. Then that's why they, you know, a lot of these ball players know they have this non-club where they can get out the next year or whatever. You know, they don't want to be tied down.
Right.
But when you love somebody, man, it ain't about the contract. And if you ever study, a lot of people don't really know what marriage. When I got married, I didn't know what marriage was. It is one of the most. It's the best gift that God gave us, because marriage is an example of the relationship that God has between He and His Son, His Jesus. And so He gave us that relationship. Because I always tell people, ain't no woman can love like a man. Because God never told no woman to love your husband as I have loved the church. The church in the Bible mean the people. So God said to the man, love your wife as I have loved the church. That's a guardian type of love. That's a protecting type of love.
Gotcha.
That's a giving your life type of love. And last week I said, I gave the example that if somebody break into the house, even if you don't know God, which woman gonna tell a man, get the children, go underneath the bed, and she get the baseball bat and let me go check? No.
Right.
The man instinct is to protect.
Right.
That's already built in him.
That's true.
Because that's his love, is to protect her. So he'll die for her. You know?
That scripture is deep because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it says men
That's
love,
in Timothy anyway. Love your wife as I have loved the church.
but then it goes on to say, and present her white
That's right, brother.
without any blemish.
That's right.
Say that again.
And
Present her without
white
any blemish.
Without
What
any
does that
blemish.
mean?
Mean to protect her, mean that,
But
Not conditional.
I'm gonna give you my definition because it's saying, okay, my breakdown was the church, and I get that breakdown from Peter. Because remember when Christ was sitting around his disciples and he was like, "Who do they say I am?" And then he said, "Okay, so who do you think I am?" And it was only Peter that was like, "You are the Christ, you're the Messiah."
And
He's
he
like,
said,
"Okay, I'm gonna build the church upon you. I'm gonna set upon you like a rock."
Yeah.
But then look at Peter now. Christ is in the Garden of Gethsemane. He's praying. And he tells Peter, "Stay in prayer, for the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." Peter's the first one to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then they like, "Okay, you know that guy. You know Christ." He said, "I don't know that man. I don't know that man. I don't know that man."
Yeah.
So that's the same Peter.
Yeah.
And he represents the church. Now look at the church. When they supposed to be praying, they sleeping.
Yeah.
And when things get hard, I don't know God. Forget about God. God is no longer important. When things get hard, they're gonna be like Peter. They're gonna start drowning and calling up, trying to walk on water. So for me, it's like, if you put all those principles into a woman now, it's like, yo, like everything they say, they just gonna let you down. But then you as the man, you gotta take responsibility for all that, because you gotta present
That's
her,
deep, bro.
because you gotta present her without
Blameless,
blemish.
yes.
And at the end of the day, she's
Yes.
next to you.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be man enough to take the bullets. Like So, and then if you listen to all these songs that have ever been made about a woman, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like Bruno Mars, like he'll say, I'll take a bullet for you. I'll hop out. I'll jump in front of I'll jump out of a plane. I'll jump in front of a train for you. He's saying all these things about the girl. He's saying, because I love you. And they're saying that a woman is not able to love, a man is able to love. Man is able to love to the point where they kill over that.
That's principle, by the way. Women love based on feelings. Women love based on what you present to them. You understand what I'm saying? And let me explain that. When you meet a woman and she begin to fall for you, it's because of how you treat them. You know what I'm saying? How you
Make them feel.
And the compliment you compliment, but not just compliment, the care you give them. You know, because even in the Bible time, which is still original today, is that you're the one who's supposed to pursue. Even though you have some women pursue men, it is better for a man to pursue a woman. That is the right principle. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're pursuing now, then you must observe her. You must study her. Guys don't really study girls no more. All they look at is the damn, man.
That's my type.
So you saying that a man should pursue the woman, or a woman should pursue the
No, a
woman?
man should pursue a woman. That's the principle.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I pursue my wife. You know, and I pursue his mom.
That's how he got here. He's like, congratulations, Negro.
And so fathers and mothers don't teach their children this anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so, and last week, remember I told you when things was happening to me emotionally and things was coming out of me, I didn't even know what they were calling, what was happening, because we weren't taught.
That's deep.
You know, and so you got to take your son aside and you got to take your daughter aside. And you got to teach your son to respect women, because rap music is not teaching young men how to respect women.
Oh no,
That
for
and,
sure.
yeah.
Even my era, like Jay-Z.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
So
What
it's
was
for
that,
a father to teach.
Girls.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, worse than that.
Yeah,
Big
a
Pimp.
lot worse
Yeah.
than that. Big Pimp. Yeah,
And,
you know, like
and women are to be respected. I mean, women are one of the most powerful being alive. A life they carry life with them for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, a man is even more powerful, because she can't carry her life until I put her life there. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they need
And so that's why we need each other. So we both have, and so if we join each other like that, with that understanding, respecting each other, a man can't nourish a son or a daughter like a woman can. She's a nourisher, a caretaker. He's the guardian. He's the man that stand up at the door, make sure nobody comes in. Matter of fact, even when a woman is having a child, the man will stand up and wait outside, and a bunch of women in there, And when he hear the baby born, and he thank God for this son or for this daughter. You know what I'm saying? And then while the child is there, he can't breastfeed that child. It's a woman that nourished that child.
She feeds.
And then when she done with that child and bring him into a young man, then the man take him and teach him how to hunt and how to be a man and how to respect his mother. All of this is taken away from us because we are learning through television. We are learning where father, like Will Smith now say, his son wants to be a girl, or they don't care. Like, whatever my son is happy with. So children basically are running their home. Children are dictating to the parents what they want and what they, desire, and the parents, instead of rebuking, is giving the children everything they want. So the children have no example of what strength and discipline is, and authoritative figure. Because a father and a mother is an authoritative figure in the home that is stripped away. When I go into Norfolk, I see that the children is running the home. Ma! That's how they talk. Totally disrespect. Some of them call their mother by their first name.
Wow. I still can't
And
call
all
my
of that,
by my first name.
all of that is television. Television teaching that. All these comic comedian shows, parents are like, "Dad, you're stupid." Parents know in their children know in their home telling, "Dad, you're stupid."
That's crazy.
And the dad like, "No, I'm not stupid."
Yeah, but we know that ain't us.
I mean,
No, but believe it or not, though,
That's more of the.
I go to many homes.
It's
Matter
the
of fact,
future generation.
you ought to if you are a father, your child ought to be in bed by a certain time.
Yeah,
we used
that's
to
right.
get lit.
You go, the children are staying up all 1, 2 o'clock. Matter of fact, they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any television in a child room.
I was thinking.
I actually
None
agree with
whatsoever.
All right. So
Social media too.
we at the time. I know we guys would love to go, but it's only an hour show.
Man, you always do it when I'm just getting started.
Yeah,
I was
man.
just about to touch on this.
We gonna have
about
social media,
I
right?
was gonna touch on the marriage thing.
The marriage thing, yeah.
I was gonna give my 2 cents.
2 cents. This is an important thing.
I would say I always look at it in any like
Marriage is a business.
marriage is a business.
That is definitely a business.
But in terms of think
You
of
know
it
where
as
to
you're
put
the
it.
manager. In terms of whatever woman you go out there, like I agree with him 100%. In terms of you pick your woman. You don't wait for. And I feel like whatever woman you pick, you're gonna be the one who set the rules, the principles. So I feel like the relationship, you gotta take more shoulder on it than you think. I feel like don't just think, oh, she's crazy, I can't deal with her. You gotta. You can always influence her. I feel because they're based off of feelings. Women, most of them, I would say they're feeling. They always about their feelings. So if you treat her right, if you understand your woman, like he says, know what makes her tick, know what she likes, know how you got her in the first place, and keep that basis, that principle, and then tell her the rules of don't cross these lines, and make sure she follows it. Then your marriage will be good.
Let me say a word that a lot of women do not like.
The word rules.
Submit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Submit is a big word.
Yeah.
That, that's a good test. When I use that word, I always get a girl.
Yeah.
That's the whole
You're
conversation.
getting an attitude right
Yeah.
A woman that loves you, though, a woman that respects you, because we men, we need to understand that we must gain our spouse respect.
I agree.
Because once you gain her respect, she will submit to a man that she respects and a man that she adores.
Right.
And so it's not really all the women, because the Bible will teach you are the one who have to present yourself, to be a righteous man, an upstanding man. Most brothers aren't. They just dress good and swag, and they disrespect their woman and whatever.
They
It's
don't
hard
have
for
much principle.
They don't have and so
that's all it comes down
and
to.
it's not so much as here's where I differ with my son. I don't say about setting the rules, because you don't have to set no rules. The woman have to just observe, because you got to teach a woman how to treat you. And a woman got to teach you how to treat her. Meaning that if I'm with a girl and I call her, yo, come here, yo, how? And I don't mean that she got to, you know, if she said, don't talk to me like that. That's her teaching me that she's not happy with that type of language.
Right.
And if I want to continue to see her, then I would have to change my language. That's she teaching me. And so vice versa, if she said, yo, what's up, nigga? Then I said, hey, that's not me.
Yeah.
But if everything goes and they're calling each other names, you know, and they say, well, you know, we all right with that. We ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, and then they have their children and the children see them talking to each other. It's a mess, man.
Yeah.
So you got to set it from the get-go. It's not about rules, but it's about her respecting you, honoring you, and she will submit.
Gotcha.
So that's your closing thoughts.
Yeah.
What about you? I would like your opinion on this.
I think that I would say marriage is a difficult thing. It's not something that's gonna be easy. It's not something that's gonna be hard. With everything in life, you're gonna go through different stages. You're gonna go through your ups. You're gonna go through your downs. You're gonna be times when you're together. You're gonna be times when you're apart. There's gonna be times when it works. There's gonna be times when it doesn't work. That's just the reality of the situation. That's with every single relationship you ever had in your life. The only relationship that you couldn't get rid of was basically family, because you know it's blood. You feel me? So you gotta deal with them regardless. You know, sometimes when you get older, you move away. You know, and you take your space, you take your time. I think that in life, whatever's meant to happen will happen. Like, you know, like that's what God is. Remember when Job was asking God, why is this happening to him? And then God was like, you can't even explain the stuff that I do on a regular. Who are you to question me? So I feel like God is in control of everything. If this is what you're supposed to go through, that's what you're gonna go through. You feel me? Same thing with everybody. I feel like you're gonna choose somebody, and sometimes it's gonna work the first time. There's some people that go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marriages. You feel me?
Just don't be afraid.
There's some people that don't get married at all, that just lives and die alone. You know, we know a lot of people. You know, them old people that live in basements. so you know, we know all types of people. But like, I feel like that's part of life, bro. That's an experience that, you know, that everyone should go through. Yeah, of course you should go through that, you know, and then you make the best of it. Like Mr. Hall said, like, he gave good advice. He was like, I said Mr. Hall.
Junior.
Yeah. So like, you treat people, you show people how you want them to treat you. Yeah. And respect does play a big role into it, you know? And that's just what it is, man. Like, hopefully you and your spouse, the person you with, like, y'all keep God in the middle of it. And, you know, some people come in your life for a season. Some people come in your life for a reason. Some people come in your life forever. You know, we all want that fairy tale where people are like, oh, I've been married to 40, 50, 60 years. But it's not, I've been happily married 40, 50, 60 years. True. We went through our ups and downs. We went through our struggles. Good point. And we chose to continue and live and be a living testimony for people that's going to come. You know, and then there's people that be like, yo, F it, I don't want to deal with you. Sign these papers, I'm outie. You feel me? That happens too. Yeah. So every coin got two sides. You know, you can't choose.
Years, bro.
It's where it flips. Yeah.
36.
Wow. So that's my opinion.
36 days.
That's funny.
I don't know if you want to speak on it or we should close.
I think, you know, marriage is a business. Like you said, you know.
By the way, I disagree with it. Marriage is not no business, but go on, you know.
In today's society, it's more of a business.
Like, because you live in Jamaica, you live here?
Yeah, I live in Jamaica now, but I live here for like 30-something years.
There's going to be people, because I talked to a bunch of people about this, they're going to be like, if you want to get married, go to Brazil. Yeah. Go to Jamaica. Yeah. Go marry a Haitian woman. Marry. They're going to argue that women in Western world have been brainwashed a certain way that you can have this career. That's why you got like someone like Kevin Samuels popping right now, because guys are like, you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. You can't have it both ways. So that's going to be an argument someone's going to present to you. Because I do believe in marriage, but I think
it's just where you at.
It's where you at, and it's just so many dynamics to it to bring it. Not to cut you off.
No, that's cool. But yeah, like I'm just saying, for today's society now, me personally, would I get married? You know, if you're the lucky person, it'll happen. But
I can't be fooled.
He's young.
You're right, son.
Don't let my age fool you.
I don't know him long, but the 2 weeks that I've seen him, he'll get married. If he find a woman that he loves and whatever his personality, he'll get married for sure.
I'm not saying I would. It's just
whipped too.
Because men always looking for somebody to take care of, to provide for, and to protect, and
I want 3 kids. I'm not going front.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So,
I don't want a baby mama. Like I'd rather
that's-
just one wife with 3 kids. I don't really want the baby mama drama.
Yeah.
That I'm not looking forward to.
That's the right goals.
Everybody said their closing thoughts.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
close out.
I think this is something that we should continue though, because a lot of this is destroying a lot of families out there with marriage, you know, and I have a lot to say on that. In you know, there should be step by step how you, when you're dating, if you don't have a plan or or know what you want, because many people get married and really don't know what they want, and they don't really search it. And just like any job, you got to just search, and you really got to provoke each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to know your personality right now, we're going to hear talking, and one day I'm just going to hit you, boom, hit you in your stomach, or push you in your back, or just, and deal with the consequences. Because I want just to see, if you're a person that's violent or whatever. I don't want to wait till 5 years in my marriage, you know what I'm saying? They want to pick up a knife and want to stab me in my bed or something. You know what I'm saying? And so even the Bible tells you, it said, test all things, prove all things. Even God, if you come to God, you got to prove God. And I proved God, as I was telling my son this morning, from cancer. You know what I'm saying? I was in church all my life, and it's since cancer came in my life where I really proved that there is truly a God, and He hears your prayer. Otherwise, I would just like you were saying, we just pray and we get up and we go about our business. You know?
That's what a lot of people do today.
Ironically enough, I had a sermon that I did Saturday, and in the sermon, I called the sermon "Call and Collect. Will you accept the charges?"
You're a preacher?
Yeah. Funny, right?
Yeah.
So,
Pastor.
so the verse I used was Exodus 3 when God called Moses from the burning bush, and it was like, call and collect, will you accept the charges? I'm like, whenever you answer any type of call, there's a cost attached to it.
That's true.
So are you willing to accept those charges or not? So
It's powerful. I like that.
Wow.
So when you call God,
I think I'm going to use that too. I like that.
But the reason why I brought that up is when you were saying God hears your calls.
Yeah.
And the analogy that I use is I used to have a friend in jail, and he used to call me collect all the time. And when he would call me, he'd be like, yo, no one's picking up my phone call. No one's picking up my phone call. Because when they call you, like, that's a so-and-so correctional facility. Do you want to accept the charges? And then I was like, yo.
Because those charges are not cheap.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I did not know.
in Exodus 3, the people are calling on to God, and God was like, I heard the calls of my people, and they cry out in sorrow. So they cried out to God, and God called up Moses, and Moses had to answer the call to go before Pharaoh and call to let his people go.
That's all right. That's all right.
So we close out over there. So we thank you for watching. We thank you for supporting. Shout out to everybody that has been watching so far and that has helped us to get here so far. Season 7 is starting off with a bang. It's looking crazy out here. So continue to subscribe to the YouTube. Continue to subscribe to the Facebook. Continue to watch us on the Brick. Stream us everywhere you can find podcasts. Watch us on Instagram. The gram been going crazy. So shout out to everybody. We thank you. Shout out to God. Like, who want to close out with a prayer? You want to close out?
I'm not going to close out with a prayer. I'm an amateur with that, man.
Father in heaven, we are so grateful and so thankful for this get together here and allowing us to speak to so many people out there. And I know that many people can relate to the issues that we spoke, and we ask that you will continue to bless this ministry here, because it is a ministry that's touching the heart of people out there, and that we pray that they will receive what we have said and take it and nourish it. And I want to thank you for my son who is across from me here, oh Father, and it's such a joy for me to experience this moment here. At this age and time in my life, I appreciate every single moment that I spend with him, and then my newfound brothers them here. So thank you, Father, for this, for allowing this here to go out. I pray that the numbers will grow and that people will take interest, not just in the things that we're saying, but to apply it to their own lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, amen. So we thank you all for watching. Close out, Kimmel.
Yes, sir.
God bless and good night.
It's the real